Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel and my name is Vikram Aakash and I'm still a current year second year medical student. We have been promoted to third year student and we still have our exams pending and that we have to write it to go to the third year. So with that apart, it's been a very long time since I posted a video on this YouTube channel and here we are to begin it again. So in this video we'll be seeing about myths and misconceptions about being an MBBS student and things that we face in our life. So before going on to the video, everyone must get vaccinated since this pandemic has been taken a big hit upon us. So please everyone go get vaccinated so we could end this pandemic so quick and get back to our normal lives. So with that being said, the first misconception that everyone thinks is life is settled after MBBS. So MBBS is just the beginning of your life and it will take almost 10 years of your life to settle as a doctor and start earning lumps or lakhs or maybe even thousands in cash as a doctor. So it is a very long journey and the most thing that everyone talks about is when you get into MBBS, life is settled. No, life is not settled in MBBS. So it is just a starting path and we still have a long way to go. So this is the thing that you hear from most of your relatives and your friends or be it your neighbors, and most of them talk about it as life is being settled. So let us take an example to prove this. Suppose if you are having a general problem like a fever, say a fever, you're just going to take paracetamol and you're not going to go and see a general physician. Unless and until there's a specific problem in a particular organ or a region, then you'll go to the specialist and seek a consultation from them. So unless you do your PG and go up further and further higher in your MBBS studies, till then MBBS is just your beginning path and we still have a long way to go. So coming to the second most common misconception that you have heard once in your lifetime as an MBBS student is, we often sit and study but we don't enjoy life. Yes, people do sit and study for MBBS and there are a certain amount of people who study 24 hours and they don't enjoy life. But the rest of the people enjoy life just like a normal college student and they have fun with their friends. They go out and they go and bunk classes to go to theaters. So we still have fun in our MBBS life. So the next misconception let's talk about is being a topper in school and failing as a student in MBBS college. So that happens a lot in MBBS life. Like if you're being a topper in your school days, it's going to be over there. So when you come to MBBS life, even getting a passing is a very difficult one. A 60 or 70 percentage might be like the A plus grade in whatever you got in your school. So when you're coming as a topper, we have to leave it apart and come as a fresher in MBBS life, start apart new. So that leads us to the fourth one. MBBS students study daily and we don't do that. So yeah, we don't study daily and there are very few people who study daily and regularly, but the most of the people study the night before the exam or the week before the exam. I hope everyone knows it and that's how the MBBS life goes on. So that's why people feel so stressed about us an MBBS student, saying that MBBS is a little bit difficult. Yeah, that's true. So we study a week before the exams rather than studying daily. So the next misconception is over exaggerating the dissection hall experience. You might have heard mostly that people faint when they see the first time when they're seeing the cadavers. Actually, most of the people don't faint for the first time when they're seeing the cadavers. They actually faint after a day or two. But that too, it is a very rare thing in medical colleges nowadays because people are easily exposure beforehand to many crime scenes and like in case of series and dramas like that. So rarely people faint nowadays in dissection halls and cadavers. So that's an over exaggerated thing and it's not that happening in colleges right now. So the next most common misconception is that doctors earn even lakhs or crores after completing the MBBS. This is actually completely false and we don't actually earn lakhs or even crores after completing MBBS. The actual average salary of an MBBS doctor is anywhere between 30,000 to 50,000. Depends on if you work in a prestigious institute where it even get up to 60,000, or if you're just continuing in a government hospital, you may just get 30 to 40,000. So it depends on where you stay and where you work. So this is the average salary that you are going to expect after you complete your 6.5 years, almost 6 years of your MBBS, and that's what you get paid. So don't come into an MBBS as you can earn lakhs or even crores after completing MBBS. That is actually completely false and this is what the reality is. So coming to the next common misconception or myth is that MBBS is too costly to study. It is about how you enter MBBS that it can be cheaper or it can be costlier. Like if you score good marks in a NEET and get through a government college or even a private college that is being aided by government, your college fees might be lesser rather than going for a university which might be a way huge amount for to study MBBS. So it depends on how you enter MBBS rather than how much you pay for it. So coming to the last common misconception is reading an X-ray or giving some injections to your neighborhood auntie or relatives. Like people often when you start to enter MBBS, they ask you to give an injection to them or even ask you to read an X-ray. Actually, it is not possible for you to give an injection to unless you have completed your internship and you have finally become as a doctor. And if you are giving an injection from what you have learned from MBBS and if it's going to be a risk one, if it's going to be complicated or something happens with it, and you will be responsible since you have not even completed your MBBS. So you can't do that. So this is the most common misconception that you get from your neighborhood or from your relative or from any of your friends. So this is what happens in real life. So thank you for staying till the end, and I hope I'll make more videos regularly, and thank you for watching, and please do subscribe to the channel if you haven't yet.